Belching. Onion, bulb. Soup made from well-boiled onions softens the body and eliminates sour belching. Increased stomach acidity. White acacia, young branch bark. Steep 2 teaspoons of crushed bark in 100 g of alcohol or vodka in a sealed container for 2 weeks. Strain and squeeze. Take 15 to 20 drops in water twice a day for sour belching caused by high stomach acidity. Grapes, fruit. Grapes are beneficial in inflammatory gastrointestinal diseases, especially with high stomach acidity and constipation. Horse chestnut, bark. Steep 1 teaspoon of crushed bark in 2 glasses of boiled cold water for 8 hours. Strain. Take 1/4 glass 4 times a day before meals for high stomach acidity. Low stomach acidity. Calamus, sweet flag, rhizomes. Steep 0.5 to 1 teaspoon of crushed rhizomes in 1 glass of boiling water, wrap and let infuse for 2 hours. Strain. Take 1/4 glass 3 times a day 30 minutes before meals. Used as a bitter tonic to stimulate appetite in GI diseases, especially gastritis with low acidity, colitis, hematitis, and cholecystitis. Tansy, flower heads. Steep 1 tablespoon of flower heads in 2 glasses of cooled boiled water for 4 hours in a closed container. Take 1/2 glass 2 to 3 times a day 20 minutes before meals. Used for low stomach acidity due to its strong digestive effect, for stomach spasms, gastritis with low acidity, dysentery, stomach cramps, constipation, and gas retention. Note, not for use during pregnancy. Peony, Mary's root, roots. Steep 1 teaspoon of dry roots in 3 glasses of boiling water, wrap and infuse for 1 hour. Strain. Take 1 tablespoon 3 times a day 20 minutes before meals. Enhances appetite and stomach acid production. Aids digestion, used for gastric ulcers, colitis, stomach and intestinal cramps. Plantain, large, leaves. Steep 1 tablespoon of dry crushed leaves in 1 glass of boiling water, wrap and infuse for 2 hours. Strain. Take 1 tablespoon 4 times a day 20 minutes before meals. Fresh juice, take 1 tablespoon 3 times a day before meals. Used for gastric ulcers with low acidity, gastritis, dysentery, acute and chronic colitis. Horseradish, root vegetable. Fresh juice, can be sweetened with sugar or honey. Take 1 teaspoon before meals for gastritis with low acidity. Horseradish stimulates appetite and improves intestinal function. For appetite stimulation, take 1 teaspoon of grated horseradish with sugar or honey before meals. Wild rose, cinnamon, crushed fruit. Boil 1 tablespoon of crushed fruit in 500 g boiling water for 7 to 10 minutes. Wrap and infuse for 24 hours. Strain through gauze. Take 1/2 glass 2 times a day before meals. Infusion and decoction positively affect gastric juice secretion, increase acidity, and enhance pepsin's digestive power. Used for achillia, low acidity, and gastritis. Rectal polyps. Chamomile. Pour 0.5 liters of boiling water over 2 to 3 tablespoons of chamomile. Wrap and infuse for 30 minutes. Strain. When lukewarm, use as an enema in the evening before bed. You can add 1/2–1 teaspoon of olive or sunflower oil to the chamomile infusion before the enema. Chamomile enemas effectively cleanse the intestines, which is essential for rectal polyps. Wormwood, Artemisia vulgaris, roots. Steep dry wormwood roots in vodka in a 1:5 ratio. Take 30 drops 3 times a day before meals. Alternatively, boil 1 tablespoon of crushed roots in 1 glass of boiling water until the volume reduces by half. Strain. Take 1 tablespoon 3 times a day before meals. Garlic. Boil a whole head of unpeeled garlic in 1 liter of water until soft. Strain through gauze. When the decoction reaches the temperature of warm milk, use as an evening enema. Effectively cleanses the intestines and removes blockages. Plantain, leaves. Mash a few fresh plantain leaves until moist and insert into the rectum overnight. Continue until recovery. Paraproctitis, inflammation around the rectum. Marigold, calendula, flowers. Tincture, 1 teaspoon per 1/4 glass of water. Used for treating proctitis and paraproctitis via enemas, and for anal fissures. Nausea, vomiting. Quince, fruit. The fruit stops bile and mucus vomiting. Boiled and grated fruits are also taken as an antiemetic. Potato, tuber juice. Potato juice improves condition in gastric ulcers, increases weight, and eliminates painful symptoms, pain, heartburn, nausea, vomiting. Promotes ulcer healing. Lemon. Alcohol tincture of lemon peel is useful for vomiting and fainting. Raspberry, fruit. Used for stomach pain and as an antiemetic. Tangerine, peel. Used for nausea and to aid digestion. Steep 2 tablespoons of crushed peel in 250 g of vodka for 1 week, shaking occasionally. Strain. Take 20 drops 2 to 3 times a week, 30 minutes before meals. Peach, fruit. Aids digestion of heavy and fatty foods and has antiemetic properties. Red currant, berry juice. Reduces fever, quenches thirst, improves appetite, stimulates intestinal peristalsis, relieves nausea, and suppresses vomiting. Blackthorn, flowers. Steep 2 teaspoons of flowers in 1 glass of cold boiled water for 8 hours. Strain. Take 1/4 glass 4 times a day as a gentle laxative and anti-nausea remedy. Improves metabolism. Pistachio, seeds. Steep 2 tablespoons of crushed seeds in 1.5 glasses of water on a warm stove for 30 minutes without boiling. Cool. Take 1/4 glass 4 times a day. Shake before use. Pistachios relieve pain in the liver, stomach, and intestines, and stop vomiting. Common blueberry, leaves. 2 teaspoons of dried leaves per 2 cups of boiling water. Let it infuse, wrapped, for 1 to 2 hours, then strain. Take half a cup 3 to 4 times a day for vomiting, stomach and intestinal cramps, colitis, and chronic intestinal catarrh. Wild sage, leaves, herb. 2 teaspoons of leaves or herb per 2 cups of boiling water. Let it infuse, wrapped, for 2 hours, then strain. Take 1/3/1/2 cup 3 to 4 times a day before meals. Used for lack of appetite, stomach pain, nausea, and gastrointestinal disorders. Anal and rectal fissures. Calendula, marigold, flowers. A decoction or infusion is used as enemas for anal and rectal fissures, and rectal inflammation. Calendula ointment. Soak a gauze or cotton swab with the ointment and gently apply to the fissures or insert into the rectum. St. John's wort oil. Pour half a cup of sunflower oil over half a cup of the herb with flowers. Infuse for 3 to 4 weeks, then strain and squeeze. Soak a swab in the oil and insert into the rectum and apply to the anal area for fissures. Sea buckthorn oil. Soak a swab in the oil, apply to the anal area, and insert into the rectum. Microenemas with the addition of sea buckthorn or St. John's wort oil are also beneficial. Carrot, juice. Grate the carrot and squeeze out the juice. Soak a swab in the juice, insert into the rectum and apply to the anal fissures. The juice can also be mixed with honey. Honey. Apply honey directly to the fissures and insert swabs soaked in honey into the rectum. Enteritis, inflammation of the small intestine. Hemp nettle, leaves. 1 tablespoon per 1 cup of boiling water. Let it infuse, wrapped, for 1 hour, then strain. Take 1 tablespoon 3 to 4 times a day before meals. Used for uterine and intestinal bleeding, acute and chronic enteritis, and diarrhea. Enterocolitis. Large plantain, leaves, seeds. Plantain is used as an infusion and fresh juice from the leaves, and also as juice from the fresh leaves preserved with alcohol, for acid gastritis, enteritis and enterocolitis, and acute and chronic colitis. Common blueberry, berry. Blueberries are used as an infusion, extract, syrup, and as part of stomach teas as a mild astringent and dietary remedy for acute and chronic gastrointestinal disorders, especially diarrhea in children and acute enterocolitis in adults.